Hey guys, it's Masood here, and I'll be going through a text-based code game. So it's just made on C++ on Visual Basics or Visual Studio Express 2000. We're gonna start off with playing a game and see how the. So we got two options here. So new game or credits. So we'll go with new game. So type in one, take you chapter one, and then it will ask you for your last name. So just type in your last name. So just gonna type in Bob, and then it will ask you for your playstyle. So you got three options here: warrior, wizard, or mage. We'll go for warrior, and some you get the warrior is born and now made text, and it'll take you to another page where you kind of wake up in a hospital and you're about to take two roads you encounter on your way after you walk out the hospital gate. So we will take option number one, go east. And then it will ask you, there's a car with keys hanging out, and it'll give you two options: to pick up the keys or ignore the scene and walk. So I'm just going to pick up the keys, so option one. And then it will tell you you'll end up to a gate with guards and they can't let you through, and so you kind of need to find a way to get through the gate to like end the chapter. So we'll go with option two, pay the guards and let you go through. So type in two, and that's pretty much just a simple code game, and it just ends the game. That's pretty much the simple code, and now I'll just explain you the code behind the game. So here we have some libraries, and that includes like we got ISRoom that includes the simple input of the library for console, and string to handle strings, and then you have Windows HME to use it to command like maximize Windows screen or other commands. And then you have CSTDLIB is to access the system that is needed for the identifier. So you'll see that through the code, so I'll let you know. And first of all, we'll be going to be using this code here using namespace std. So basically you'll be using that with std cout, std cin, pretty much just the input, and so wherever you use std, so it just keeps the code neat. Then we'll just go to the methods included. So I've got these methods that I'm using for the game, even though you can get away from using less methods. I just want to do just more methods, just keep my code clearer. Then we got the user input and like another user input, just a different name, just so I know which one I'm using where. It just makes things a lot easier. First of all, we'll just go to the main method. So it's the main function of the program, so every function has to start with the main. So in this, first of all, we got the console window, so it basically maximizes your window. So whatever size of your original window is for your CMD, it will maximize to that size for your window. Then we go to start. As you probably see, I've commented these out because every time you write a code, you need to test each code. So I have different methods, so I had to test different methods instead of interfering with the old method. So comment it out, yeah. So we start off with start method, and then system exit. So after your program is gone, so it will exit your window. So start method. So we go to first functions void start. Basically, I have here is basically just headings and stuff, and we have system clear, so it will refresh your window, so it'll clear everything on your window and start again. Then we have system color C. Basically, it will change the text color of your window. So whatever text color you have, so in this case we have these headings, so it will change these headings to this color you specify. Then we have a beep. It's basically the background sound, so we have beep beep. As you can see, the first digit here is basically a tune, the frequency of the sound. And next thing, the second number is basically how long you want that to. So we just want beep, beep, beep. So just you can keep going with it as far as you want, like have a list of them. So that's pretty much just doing for a few headings to start off with the game. So after that ends, it will just post a system where you just it will ask you to press any key to continue. So if after you press that, it will clear that screen, and then after it clears everything out, let go to the game method. So we'll go into the game method, and again you see a text color. So I change the text color here. Then simple cout, so whatever it prints out for the user, and with the two options I have here, and then cout next line tab with this because I just decided to put that in for gaming, so it'll give you error where to type. Then we have a validation here. Basically, every time user inputs in the C, and here we have the user input. So if it's less than 1 and if it's greater than 3, it will print out this message. So it will just print out an error message that you have to put in a number between 1 to 3. It can't be more than 3 or can't be less than 3. So any letters or any numbers. So it's validation. And next thing, we just have if statement. So we have two options here. If the user presses 1, it'll print this out. If user presses anything other than 1, like press 2 or 3, it'll just game over. And if user presses any other number like 4 or 5 letters, it will just give you that message here. Next thing, after that's done, it will go into the game start. So if you press 1, it will go to game start, or press any other digit, it will go to game over. So in this case, we want to start the game. So we go into next method games. Same here, we have pretty much like a cout that will print out for the user. So we have this heading here, your first chapter starts in the game with some beeping sound. System.pause, so it'll give you the option to press any key to continue. Clear, and then it'll take you into intro method. So we go into that intro method. It's basically for the user input name. So we have system color, so change the text color of the text, and it will print out enter your name, and then it'll be a string because name has to be string, and it will print out like for a user to enter their name. So it will print this out. The user enters their name, it will print that name out, and then just print simple cout. And same as pose, and it clear out. Next thing, they'll go into the choose class method, which is just here. And basically, it's a user input for a class they want to be. We set the end class choice 0, so we'll be using that down here. So it's just another validate. So if user presses anything other than 1, less than 1, or more than 3, or any letters, it'll print out that error message. Then we're using switch statement here. I just decided to try switch statement here. So if statement works well as well. So it's a person's choice anyway. Then just print these out. Presses 1, you get the warrior. Presses 2, it'll give you wizard. And presses 3, it'll give you the mage. And default, it'll just nothing. Just tells you you're doing it wrong and nothing else. Then it will take you to chapter 1. It's where the game actually starts. So chapter 1, first chapter when the game starts, is the user input numbers as directions. So basically, I'll print out these few things with few options of like give you three options. So the user has to press a number for any of these options. So here we have player location. So which is int equals to 0. So while, so another validation. And if user presses 1, it'll print these out, and it'll give you another option down here. So another validation just for these options. And so if user presses 1, which is pick up the keys, it'll just go down there, you pick up keys, you drive. And if your user presses anything other than that, it just go down here. So it'll go back to chapter 1. So it's pretty much you're repeating the chapter. And then you have else if it presses 2, then it just clears and it just tells you what you've done. So simple print out lines with system pause, press enter to continue. System, then we have a long sound of beeps. Then it will say you've failed in your mission. And then after that, it just pauses, clears, and game over. So it will go down to the game over method, which is down here. Basically, game over method is just change the text color again. I'll print this out. Game over with few beeping sound. And then after that, it'll just pause and clear everything. Then it'll go back into the game. I was gonna exit it, but I decided to actually let the user go back into the game right away, so they can start instead of restarting all over again. And the next thing, if the user enters 3, you're back to the hospital, so you're pretty much gone back to chapter 1, where you actually kind of get out of hospital and you have 2 routes to select, so it will go back to that screen. So basically we're trying to force the user to actually just press the option 1, just pick up the keys, and just go to like the next quest. So it's the next method, so it will like you pick up the keys and then you go to quest methods, so which is down here, quest method. So basically it's quest for the user input options. It's basically to end the first chapter up. Just make the game a lot simpler and easier. System clear and then few printouts. Then enter your choice. So we have validation here. So in pad 0, so we're using a pad in here. So pad, if it's less than 1 and more than 3, it will print out this error again. And so you have 2 options here to select. So basically you want the person to pick up pad number 2 to like end the chapter, and pad 1 is just you die and end up back in the hospital. So pad 2 will lead you to just another set of couts, printouts for the user to read, and it will pause the system and clear the screen. Then next screen it'll just print out to be continued, changing colors, and it will print out the end of chapter 1 with a few beeping sound. So that's pretty much my code. Basically in here I'm trying to get the user to keep forcing the user to actually select the right choices just for first chapter, get the person to actually get used to the game. It's quite simple game anyway, and I just wanted to introduce what the game be like, so it's just my first attempt, and there'll be 2 other attempts like part 2 and part 3. Part 2 there'll be more modification, and part 3 will be fully text-based RPG game with every details of more options to do. There'll be like more range of questions and more range of routes the users will be able to take. That's pretty much it. Thanks guys. If you have any questions, just leave the comments below or just contact me. Just send me any emails or anything. Alright. Cheers guys. Bye.